Urgent Steelers fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Departing Steelers free agent screws the team on his way out. Mike Williams got our hopes up one last time, only to let us down again. The Pittsburgh Steelers have seen numerous starters depart in free agency this offseason, and their roster could feel the effects of some of these losses if the front office doesn't start patching their roster holes. But one player who will not be missed is Mike Williams. In a fit of desperation, the Steelers traded for Williams just before the NFL trade deadline expired in 2024, outside of one admittedly important catch against the Washington Commanders that gave Pittsburgh the lead. Late in the fourth quarter, Williams was non-existent on the football field last season. His pedestrian performances made his new contract with the Chargers all the more confusing. On March 12th, Tom Pelissero of NFL Network originally reported that Williams agreed to a one-year, $6 million deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. This was a hefty price tag for a wide receiver who caught 9 passes in as many games with the Steelers last year. Because of his high initial reported salary, it appeared as if Pittsburgh was about to fetch a 6th-round compensatory pick for Williams' departure. Who would have ever thought that would have been the case? Apparently, it's not. Nick Corta of Over the Cap recently released the real salary cap figures for Williams, and his contract finally makes sense. Corta confirms that Williams has a base salary of just $5 million, with a guaranteed salary of $5 million, giving him a total cap number of $3 million for the 2025 season. Sadly, this free agent loss won't be enough to garner another compensatory pick for the Steelers, but it's not as if they deserved one for losing Williams. The Pittsburgh Steelers didn't deserve a compensatory pick for Mike Williams' departure in free agency, just like he did when the Steelers traded for him. Mike Williams deceived fans on the way out. The initial reporting made it sound like Pittsburgh could have received a comp pick for Williams in the 2026 NFL Draft, but this won't be the case. But they never deserved to gain anything from Williams walking away. Quite frankly, General Manager Omar Khan and the Steelers don't deserve a thing from the way they handled the wide receiver position since last year. Khan missed out on every opportunity to land a wide receiver via trade until being forced to ship away a draft pick for a washed-up Williams at the last possible second. The Steelers were about to be handed a gift simply for letting a bad veteran wide receiver walk away from the team on an expiring contract in free agency. Still, it's encouraging to see that they are on track to earn 4 comp picks in the 2026 draft thanks to the departures of Dan Moore Jr., Justin Fields, James Daniels, and Dante Jackson. The Mike Williams experiment didn't work out, and the Pittsburgh Steelers need to take this as a learning lesson the time they consider opting for a short-sighted fix. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest, the black and gold news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Aaron Rodgers' proposal lands former All-Pro quarterback on desperate AFC contender. Aaron Rodgers' free agency decision has still yet to come, as the 41-year-old was released by the New York Jets this offseason, but hasn't signed with a new team after a week plus of free agency. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Rodgers isn't in a rush to make a decision, which means interested teams may have to wait until next week or even into April to know the future Hall of Famers' 2025 plans. One franchise that has been constantly linked to Rodgers is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and ESPN's Bill Barnwell believes Pittsburgh is the ideal landing spot for the 10-time Pro Bowler. If Rodgers wants to end his career on a competitive team and prove he wasn't the problem in New York, the Steelers are the better option. They've posted the league's second-best winning percentage over the past 4 years when scoring at least 20 points, 839. The problem is they've managed to do that just 31 times, a feat only the Titans, Panthers, and Giants have failed to accomplish more often. As a safe pair of hands who won't blow the game, Rodgers makes some sense in Pittsburgh. The Steelers thrive when they win or tie the turnover battle, and he has the best interception rate 4 in NFL history. Even throughout the failures last season, he followed a slow start by protecting the football. He threw 18 touchdowns against 4 picks over his final 10 games. That version of Rodgers would win a lot more games in Pittsburgh than he did in New York. Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz reported on Wednesday that the Steelers are fine with waiting on Rodgers to make a decision about whether he wants to play this season, and money hasn't been an issue. Pittsburgh has been in pursuit of the four-time All-Pro signal caller since the start of free agency, and he's clearly their number one quarterback choice. Rodgers landing with the Steelers would give him his best chance at winning another Super Bowl in the final years of his illustrious career. Pittsburgh boasts a dynamic wide receiver duo of DK Metcalf and George Pickens, a proven offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith, and a defense that is consistently one of the better units in the league. Additionally, working with Mike Tomlin and playing for an iconic franchise like the Steelers could interest Rodgers. The former first-round pick's lone Super Bowl win came against Pittsburgh in 2011 during his time with the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is no longer an elite signal caller, but the former California standout is still a solid starting-level quarterback who could flourish in the Steelers' offense and elevate Tomlin's squad into an AFC contender. Pittsburgh Steelers sign. Athletic veteran cornerback the Pittsburgh Steelers have resigned cornerback James Pierre to a one-year contract, the team announced on Thursday. Pierre, who is a critical special teamer and gunner for the team, is back for another season with the team that signed him as an undrafted free agent. Pierre will join the Steelers for his sixth season with the team. In 2024, Pierre played in 15 games after being signed early in the season to bring special teams experience to the team. All in all, he had 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, and 23 tackles. He was in the top 10 in the NFL in special teams. Tackles, this signing gives the Steelers, along with Ben Skowronek, both of their starting gunners back on the team. Pierre played for the Steelers from 2020 to 2023, but signed a one-year deal with the Washington Commanders. After the Commanders released him, Pierre failed to find a new team and signed with the Steelers practice squad. An undrafted free agent out of Florida Atlantic in the 2020 NFL Draft, Pierre worked hard that year and made the team. He stuck around as a special teamer and reserve cornerback over the years. Staley headed to SC football, former Steelers running back Deuce. Staley will be inducted into the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame as a part of the class of 2024 on April 17th as a part of the 12th annual enshrinement ceremony. Staley, who spent 10 seasons in the NFL 1997-2006, was with the Steelers for his last 3 seasons. He appeared in 16 games, starting 11 in his 3 seasons with the Steelers 2004-06, carrying the ball 230 times for 978 yards and 2 touchdowns with 12 receptions for 89 yards, and was a member of the Super Bowl XL team. He saw his most extensive playing time with the Steelers in 2004 when he started 10 games, carrying the ball 96 times for 830 yards and 1 touchdown. In his 10-year career, which included 7 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles, Staley appeared in 114 games, starting 75. He carried the ball 1,430 times for 5,785 yards and 24 touchdowns. He also had 287 receptions for 2,587 yards and 10 touchdowns. Staley played college football at the University of South Carolina, where he rushed for 1,152 yards and 19 touchdowns. And now, Steelers fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for the black and gold. I'll be back any moment with more Steeler Nation news. Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!